Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. There were a number of gunshots rang out in Cave Hill yesterday. They're saying he's the guy who was shot and he was transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital via a private car. His name is Shermar Goddard. This is what came to me. This is what was forwarded several times. You know, when you see the lines forwarded several times, this is what came from social media. I don't go to bed. I don't dream about you. I do not dream up people. I do not have magical powers to put someone's photo in my phone and put a name to it. I do not have. I'm good. I'm pretty good. I have some skills, but I don't have those type of skills, okay? I cannot do here, put his name, this guy here. I cannot do that. So it's what came to me, and this is what I'm hearing. And when I hear something, I let you know what's being said so you can work on it. You can fix it. You can add to it. You can say, well, you got one part right, but this part you were kind of off, and this is the information so people can know. It's all information. Everything is information, and to have it aligned and to have it to be a truth is a good thing. It's actually a good thing. So we're hearing that this guy, Shermar Goddard, is the one who was shot yesterday in Cave Hill, and they were lamenting that there were a lot of people, not a lot, but for you know, somebody was killed before someone was shot there. And then after this happened with him, someone else got shot. There's a lot of gunplay. But let me tell you something that I also heard, but I have to go back. Let me go back because I have to pull up his name. One second, let me do my thing here. I have to put his name. I don't remember these people's names. Okay, it's Kadeem Jelani Maycock, 30 years old, also known as Inches, out of Chapman Lane. They were saying that when people were saying that the guys were like all masked up and came around shooting and having people fly here and there, they said that was just a soundbite. That didn't really happen. That is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that didn't really happen. What really happened was they came for Kadeem. They came for Kadeem, and Kadeem was on his knees. That is what was told to me, that he was on his knees begging them not to shoot him. He was begging for his life, and they shot him. They still shot him. Okay, so you're getting a feel of what's happening now in Barbados. The natives are coming alive in a way that had they done that during the Holocaust, back in the 400 years back, had they done that, slavery would have been a relatively short stint. Slavery would have been probably like 9 months. You could try, maybe last 9 months, maybe a year. Had they done that, had something inside them like come out. You remember when you were young, and back in the day, everything you did, you got a lash, your parents or whatever, they want to lash you. Remember those days? And do you remember that it came a time, I don't know for you, but for me, it came a time when you just didn't cry anymore? You saw the ridiculousness of it, and you're saying, so every time I ask a question, I'm going to get hit. I asked the question, if God made us, who made God? I got hit over my head. It was a simple question. If your God that you're telling me about made heaven and earth and everything that we see, who made that God? Do you know that I was looked at in a way that was like a dirty look? Somebody, they looked at me in a way like, girl, you're going to make someone hurt you. It was just a question. Do you remember those days? Well, I remember those days, and it got to a point where if you came to me, I closed up. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel nothing. You could not hit me hard enough. You could not do nothing to me because I felt nothing. I looked at you as though you were a fool. You were an idiot. You were afraid of asking questions. You were afraid of information. And I knew that from young. I felt that way and I stood that ground from young. You guys are afraid of yourselves. You guys are afraid of knowing things. You're just afraid of knowing things. Okay? So after a while of being beat down, something should come up, rise up within you. Okay? That's why I don't understand 400 years of enslavement. And that's why I feel that anything that came out of 400 years of being enslaved can't be quite 100%. No, 100%. Okay, no, 100%. Okay, that's how I feel about it. And for you to come back to your senses, you cannot live on that ground. You cannot live on the ground where your ancestors bled out. You just cannot live there. And for you to live there, it has to be burnt. The whole thing has to be burned, consecrated, and given back to the forces that created such a scene there. And then you invite goodness and mercy back into that place, and then you can live there. But this guy, did I go off on a tangent? This guy, Shermar Goddard, they're saying that he was shot, and it happened in Cave Hill, and he's still alive. If they wanted him gone, he would have been gone, because you guys got good shooters. And you must admit, you must give Jack his jacket. You guys have really good shooters. So they didn't want him. They were sending a message. Shermar, did you get the message? I hope so. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.